work that community development trusts do is absolutely vital in places like this. These are the organisations that are addressing issues like vet services, addressing issues like housing, doing the work to make sure that the fishing fleet can stay economically viable.
Several years ago, the private operators of the only fuel pumps in the island approached the trust and said that they were planning on retiring. The impact of not having a petrol supply in an island this far from the mainland would have been enormous, so the trust found itself running a project to set up a new community fuel station, and here we are.
This is Scarnish Harbour, and it's one of 2 harbours that are owned by the community, and over the last decade it has been upgraded and improved. It allows a number of businesses to run out of the harbour, and then down in Milton it's predominantly a commercial harbour, so that supports about 8 boats, which works out at about something like 11 families and over 20 kids.
So housing is our current #1 priority in our community development plan. We have a housing project on the go just now, which is large enough to house about 14 or 16 units. Homes that are owned by the community and rented at an affordable level to people who live there. And we will retain those houses for that purpose.
This is Uned Immersed Hirrig, which is the Tiree business units basically. We built these last year in response to community feedback that there were not enough suitable premises available in Tiree to set up long-term business opportunities.
So the idea is that the money raised from the shop and the gallery side of things supports a year-round creative programme of activities for young people, for the whole island community.
So our community wind turbine, which the kids named Tilly, is essentially the kind of beating heart of our community wealth building, because it's the primary source of the money that's allowed us to do all the things that we've done for over a decade now. However, she has had a hard-working life out here in the Atlantic, and we've had to do some major repairs, and the result of that is that we no longer can get business insurance cover for the turbine, which means that if something bad was to happen to the turbine, it's just over. Any day, the main income source for this trust could just stop.
The biggest challenge we have 2 challenges. One is just core funding for keeping jobs going. It's very easy to provide capital funding in order to build something. It's much, much harder to access the money to keep that thing running, or to keep the people in a job who keep that thing running. And the other thing that goes unsaid a lot of the time is the amount of volunteer time that is spent.
The networks that we're part of can be really important. Community Land Scotland offer a lot of advice and support around community ownership and management of assets, which is a big part of what we do.
Most of the population in Tiree is undoubtedly better off in a very measurable way because of the work that the Trust has done. And that's why it's there, that's what it's for. It's here for the members of this community to make Tiree a better place. It's really hard to imagine what Tiree would be like without it.